What's going on, everybody? Sage here with the Run 'em Down YouTube channel. And today we are going to be comparing some helmet mounted thermals. I have the big three right here next to me. Well, I won't say the big three, big two, plus a third one, a brand new one that has just hit the market. I thought I'd do a little video for you guys real quick just to kind of compare the three together, just so you guys can see, what's out there for helmet mounted units. And, you guys can make a decision if you guys decide that you want to get into that industry. So let's get right into it. All right, guys. So starting off with the very first, the three units that I have right here. So we're going to do a little first impression. So first off, I'm going to start off with the Rix. So this is the new Rix ST6 Lite. Super light unit. Really clear display. I honestly, I really do like this unit, especially how light it is. I don't have to run much counterweight behind my helmet. So, I love that a lot about this unit. Next up, tried and true RH25 from Iray. I would say that this is probably the industry standard for helmet units right now. Display wise, resolution wise, it's an overall just clear unit. You can use it as a clip-on in front of an LPVO. Really, there's no other company that I've seen, and maybe you guys have, but I've never seen a company come out with a unit that can kind of compare to the RH25. And then lastly, so this is a brand new company. You guys have probably seen this on the channel a little bit, but a company called Zentron. So Zentron came out with almost what mimics the RH25 in a sense, so you guys can kind of see there's a little bit of similarity there. Now, the big difference between this and the RH25 is this bad boy has an extra little screen right there. And if you guys are familiar with that, that is an LRF and ballistic calculator. Obviously, that is going to make the unit just a tad bit bigger, a tad bit heavier, because you're having to put a whole nother unit into this helmet mount. But I will say I am extremely impressed with the unit so far. But we're going to go through in depth of what makes this unit so special compared to the industry standard RH25. First thing I want to get into is weight, because I feel like weight on a helmet unit, not so much as a clip-on, but as a helmet unit, weight is extremely important. At least to me, if you're putting a big old clunky unit on your head and you're having to run like 20 ounces of weight on the backside, it's just not fun for anyone. Your neck ends up hurting. You just can't wear the unit very long. So we're going to go through weight. I have right here, I have a little food scale. So this measures in pounds and ounces. So we're going to be able to measure all three of these. Now I will take off this unit, the little clip-on unit for the Iray, so it is completely even with every unit. So wheels, I have wheels behind the camera. Wheels, if you want to zoom in. So I'm going to power this unit on. The little scale, if it'll turn on. Okay. And then I'm going to zero it out. It's already zeroed out, but I'm going to zero it out so you guys know exactly how much it's weighing. So first off, lightest. So this is going to be the Rix ST6 Lite. So we're going to come in here. Your wheels, if you want to get a little close. So we are zeroed out completely. Put that unit on there. So 9.6 ounces. So 9.6 ounces. And now again, this does have the dovetail on the end of it. All of them have their mounts that came with the scope. So again, lightweight. So 9.6 ounces. That's pretty crazy. And it does have the 18650 battery in there. Next up, the RH25. Again, industry standard, super crazy mount. Super crazy helmet mount. We're going to come in here. This bad boy is going to be zeroed out again. So it looks like we have 12.3 ounces on the scale. So a little bit heavier. We'll go ahead and take that bad boy off. A little bit heavier than the Rix, but this is a metal frame. This is a plastic frame. So you're going to get a little bit of a weight difference there. Lastly, with the Zentron. So again, this unit does have an LRF unit on there. I will say compared to this, I mean, the mounts there are about the same. I would say the Zentron's maybe a little bit taller, but there shouldn't be a big weight difference in mounts wise. But with the LRF, we're really going to see how much this bad boy weighs. So, Wells, if you want to come in here again, so we're going to zero this guy out. All right, and we're going to weigh it on there. 15.4 ounces. So again, give or take about 3-ish ounces. What was the other one? Like 12?
12.4, I think.
12.4. Okay, so about 3-ounce difference, which, can make or break. I know when I was running the RH25, I was running about 12 ounces of weight, counterweight behind my helmet, which is something that I'm normally used to because it's the same amount of weight I run behind the Rix. With the Zentron, I was having to run about 14 to 15 ounces. With the 12 ounces, is just my neck was hurting. I was, my scope was kind of drooping down. It's just what happens when you're running a heavy unit. So weight wise, you can kind of see it is a little bit, the Zentron is a little bit heavier than the RH25, but again, you have to compensate for the LRF and BC that's in the helmet mount. Next up, we are going to run through runtime for these units. Now, this is just the marketing runtime. This isn't the runtime that I've put into the fields because it's different everywhere. It's different how, if I use LRF all night, obviously that's going to kill a battery. So this is just market runtime. So starting off, the Rix ST6 Lite. So the market runtime for this unit is 4+ hours. I think in the field, constantly having it on, I've gotten pretty close to that. I'd say maybe 3.5 hours. If you guys haven't seen my my e-bike video, I was using this unit the entire time. I think I got about 3 to 3.5 hours out of this unit. Next up, market time for the RH25 is 5.5 hours to 6.5 hours. Now, I haven't ran this unit a whole lot to really tell, if I can get that 5.5 hour mark. But I do know a lot of buddies that just dedicated run this unit and they never speak anything bad about it. So we're going to just go ahead and say that you can probably get about 6 hours of runtime out of this unit. And lastly, the Zentron. So market time, it's saying you can get about 6 hours out of this unit. Might have to actually put that to the test and see, just not even putting it in standby and just running it all night, see how long we can actually get out of it. But so far, I mean, I've ran this thing on a couple hunts and I don't think I've ever seen it get down to half battery. And that's running from 9 o'clock at night till 3 in the morning, so maybe we have to test it. Maybe we, if you guys want to see that in the next video, please let me know down in the comments below. If you guys want to see some more information on the Zentron. But yeah, so, market time wise, I would say that the RH25 and the Zentron are pretty close. So we'll have to test those in the field a little bit too, though. Starting off with the Rix ST6 Lite, I would say overall, great helmet unit. If you guys are looking for a dedicated helmet unit, that is what this is for. You cannot use it as a clip-on in front of a scope, or at least from what I've seen. I will say my only thing with this unit, as you guys can see, is how small this eyepiece is. So comparing it to the RH25, you can see a massive difference there. Now, of course, this unit is normally on your face. So I like this large unit that basically takes up the entire eye. That way you're able to just see everything. With this unit, you can zoom in some to kind of get that, but it's just, honestly, it's not the best with that. Now, don't get me wrong, amazing unit. I can spot dogs, I can spot pigs from far away with the unit. It's just the eyepiece has really gotten me, and honestly, it's kind of leaned me away from the Rix a little bit. Next up, obviously, RH25. A lot of you guys have used this unit, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. A lot of you guys know the specs, everything on this. Nice large display, love that. Easy buttons, you get your power on, your menu, and your videoing or picture. Super simple. Nice 25 mil lens on the front here, which all of these units are 25 mil, so can't really compare those. Screw on battery with a tether. I mean, honestly, it's simple. It works, and I mean, everyone I know that uses this unit has nothing but good things to say about it. Lastly, Zentron. So again, this is the unit that we're really comparing to these two units, mostly this unit. Nice 25 mil lens. One thing I do like about this is the battery cap. So it's not a screw on like the other two units. You can just, boom, unlock. Super simple. I mean, it's kind of nice in the field because if I'm moving around a lot, I got to change out a battery. I just simply knock that thing out, got a tether on it, holds onto that so you don't lose it. Lock that thing back in and you're back in the game. So super cool. Massive eyepiece on the back, which if you look, kind of comparing it to those, it looks a tad bit bigger, but I think online it's saying it's the same. So again, you have that nice big eyepiece, which is what I really love. Now, something that does set this apart from these other two units is the power on and standby. So you have this little lever, so you can just flip it on like that. And then when you're ready to put on standby, you just boop, standby, boop, turn it off. So I think that is really innovative, and I think that is really nice as well. It makes it easy for me to be able to power things on. And, I'm not looking for buttons. Now, I mean, it does have buttons on the back side. So picture and video mode up here on the top. you have your menu, and then if you put it into clip-on mode, so say if you want to put it onto an LPVO, you will have LRF for single push and then color palette if you hold it down. Now, if you switch it into helmet mount mode, you will have LRF as a single press and then your zoom as a hold down press. So a little bit different of a change out, but I will say that it does work out really well. Now that you guys have kind of seen like a close-up of the scopes, I have my little makeshift rig right here where I can really put all three units side by side. I'm gonna have Wills go out into this massive field. You can show them this massive field that we have over here. It's, I don't know, 12 to 1,500 yards. I'm gonna have Wills go down there. We're gonna do about 50 yards, 100 yards, and then 200 yards. And then maybe we'll throw in, you know, way on the other side of this field, just because these units are made to really just to spot. You know, you see a pig at 300 yards, you'll see heat, but you know, you want to get on your gun to really identify that. So we're going to see how well these units do side by side. Now, obviously it is broad daylight in the middle of the day, so this isn't the most ideal situation for thermals, but we have these scopes in the shade, so they're protected. We're going to see how well they pick up Wills out here, you know, across this field. Now, this is Wills at 50 yards with all three units. I do want to let you guys know that there is a difference within the three scopes. So the Zentron and the Rix are both 50 hertz and the Iray is going to be 60 hertz. So the Iray is going to pick up a little bit better of a heat difference between the three units, but overall you guys can see. Now this is Wills at 100 yards with all three units. You guys can kind of see the difference there. This is going to be Wills at 200 yards with all three units. You guys can start to see, especially with all three units, that they can pick up Wills and the side-by-side pretty well at 200 yards. And then just throwing it out there, this is Wills at 300 yards with all three units. You can kind of see he's trying to wave his hands, but you can't really see that too well, but you can pick up the heat. Again, this is where you get on your scope to identify the unit that you are shooting at. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today's video. If you guys are interested in any of these units, I want to give a good shout out to my boys at Southern Precision for providing me with this Rix ST6 Lite. If you guys are interested in any of these two units, the Iray or the Rix, honestly any thermal, go give Southern Precision a call. Use code TRD10 to save yourself 10% off any thermal scope or helmet mount on their lineup. And if you guys are interested in this Zentron, again, use code TRD10 on their website to save yourself 10% on their website as well for any of their scopes or helmet mounts or handhelds. I want to thank Wills behind the camera from W Squared Outfitters for helping me out for today's video. If you guys want to see anything else with these helmet units, please leave a comment down below. Let me know which one you think is better. Honestly, I want to say that probably the Iray probably came on top with just the 60 hertz. Tried and true, Iray does it right. But Zentron, I mean, for these two units, they're both $4,000. The Rix is coming in at $2,000. You guys can kind of see the difference there between the three units. If there's anything you guys want to see in upcoming videos, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys want to see me any more videos with these units, let me know as well. Like and subscribe and go run them down.